What's up everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Mega Man X3. We're going to be starting off today in Blast Hornet stage. And I'm just going to keep on skipping over the boring old SNES boss intro cutscenes and inserting the nice, spiffy new PlayStation animated cutscenes in their place instead. That way we won't waste any time on that boring old 16-bit era stuff. You know, like the rest of this game, though. The actual rest of this game is just one big, long animated cutscene. So we're starting off in Blast Hornet stage because we have to unlock the Chimera Ride Armor, which is the very first ride armor you can get. This is one of the ride armor platforms. If you don't do this stage first and unlock the Chimera, you can't get any of the ride armor platforms yet, and I hope I make this! Oh, God, I can't believe I got that without dying. Oh, okay, so I think that also might be the first time you saw one of the pink capsules. The pink capsules are additional upgrade capsules that correspond to the ones that we already have or are in the progress of getting, the normal blue capsules. And they further augment whatever you get from its corresponding capsule. So that one, I believe, was the super helmet upgrade. We haven't even gotten the regular helmet upgrade yet. And I'll explain why I skipped that in just a moment. We have the Cx4 chip returning. Revenge of the Cx4. Oh, I dashed into it. I'm just gonna hang up here on the wall where it's safe for this phase. So, the pink capsules... Oh no, I was the super helmet. We get the helmet upgrade, the normal helmet upgrade from... I can't remember which stage that is. It might be... Gravity Beetle stage? No. Oh no, I think it's Toxic Seahorse. No, that's the boots. Oh, I'm getting too tripped up. That's the boss dead. More about these mysterious pink capsules. So that one was for the super helmet upgrade. We haven't gotten the normal one yet. Recapping that real quick and get my thought process back on track. What the super helmet upgrade does is when you stand still and you have that energy chip equipped, you slowly regain your health. You get passive health regeneration when standing still with it, as long as you're out of combat. What the normal helmet upgrade does is it puts a really obnoxious, annoying map on your screen as soon as you start a level, and it lasts for a really long time, and it kind of gets in the way. No! Okay, the helmet upgrade is from Tunnel Rhino stage. It's the one we can't get until we have the X-Buster upgrade from Neon Tiger stage and the Triad Thunder, which is the weapon you get for beating Volt Catfish, so we won't get that for a good long while, and that stupid map at the start of the level won't interrupt us super long. Anyway, the whole point I was going on about with the pink capsules while we are doing this stupid little ride armor section is that I'm not getting the pink capsules yet. I'm just showing you their locations for the sake of, you know, due diligence and whatnot. Because if you wait until, I believe it's the first Doppler stage, Sigma stage, whatever you want to call it, you get all 4 of the benefits of the pink extra upgrade capsules. In normal play, if you take one of the pink capsules in the 8 Maverick stages, what happens is that you can't choose any of the others. You only get one of those capsules to choose from. But if you wait until the Doppler stage, you can get the benefits of all of those in what is called the Golden Armor. They're all rolled into one nice big package. So we're going to be waiting to get that. We'll get all the benefits of those capsules. Meanwhile, I'll show you where all the pink capsules are just for the sake of it. Oh, and we're going to be fighting Bit. I forgot that this is around the time we should be fighting this guy. So Bit is one half of the Nightmare Police, which I believe are like Doppler's secret police. They're hidden guards built for the sole purpose of destroying X. And the other half, we saw these guys at the end of the last episode. Bit and Bite are the 2 halves of the Nightmare Police. And Bit is appropriately the smaller of the 2. Bite is the big fat red one we saw. And this fight is actually a lot of fun, so you can probably see what I'm doing manipulating this guy. It's not an unintentional AI manipulation here. Oh, I got caught by that. It's actually the way you're supposed to fight this guy. So what he does is he jumps into the air after a moment, and when he starts to come down, he locks onto X's position vertically. So you jump up to keep him dashing overhead so that he doesn't ram into you. And every couple of dashes, that one was really close. Every couple of dashes, he lets out one of two special attacks, and I think he alternates between them. He lets out those tracking orbs, and he lets out the rings. The orbs will do damage to you on impact. The rings, when you hit them, they'll lock you in place for a bit, and you'll usually take damage from him. I mercifully avoided that once so far. And then, as he gets lower on health, as he hits about half health, every time he stops to throw out one of his two projectile-based attacks, he throws twice as many of them out. So he throws two of the tracking orbs that persist on screen for a little bit unless they hit you, and he throws two sets of rings out at half health. And they just kind of track around the perimeter of the room. It's a really fun fight. Got a little chaotic towards the end. I would have liked it to be a little less messy, but it was still, that's still way more acceptable than that Tunnel Rhino fight, I'll put it that way. So now, let's see, that's the mini-boss out of the way, that's Bit out of the way, almost called him Bite. I believe we have just like 2 or 3 more screens like this until we hit Blast Hornet. And I didn't really bother pointing it out back there, but the Ride Armor section was freeing the Chimera Armor. Now that the Chimera Armor is unlocked for us, now that we've done that section of the game, we can collect the other 3 Ride Armors, which I don't know if that technically counts towards the X3 100%, but I consider it to be part of that, so got that out of the way. As early as feasibly possible, I wanted to do Blizzard Buffalo for the leg upgrade. And of course, Tunnel Rhino, because I needed the Tornado Drill, Tornado Fang. There we go. Remembering these weapon names now. In order to get a bunch of the stuff in this level. And actually, come to think of it, this route might not be as backtrack heavy as I thought it was going to be. I think the only boss I'm going to have to wind up backtracking to is Tunnel Rhino. So I haven't really talked about this fight yet. The trick to Blast Hornet is 2 phases. In the first phase, he alternates between the 2 attacks you saw, starting with the one where he extends his stinger, pauses, and then beelines, pun not intended, to your last position before he starts moving. So you just wait for him to move and dash. His model is big though, so you have to leave enough room to move afterwards. After that, he flies back to one of the 2 top corners of the room and fires little hornets at you. And the trick is that if they hit you, they stick to you for a bit and drain a huge amount of your health. So the way you want to deal with those is you want to dash to the opposite wall and get up on the opposite wall that he's flying towards. And then you immediately drop off, so he fires all his hornets and they stick to the wall. And you have plenty of room free on the floor to maneuver around and dodge his stinger attack. And then around half health, you saw he stops doing both of those attacks and starts doing like figure 8s around the room while summoning bees that hover around him like satellites. And that pink reticule, when that hits you, it's the trigger for the bees to all converge on you. So you just keep pumping plasma into Blast Hornet, and you'll usually take all of the bees hovering around him out in the process of doing damage to him, so that phase isn't really a big deal. It can get a little dicey if your timing is a little off, but that's about it. Now we're moving on to Neon Tiger stage, and the main reason that this is the next part of this route is so that I can now have the arm upgrade. And for the last 3 bosses, I didn't need the arm upgrade yet, but for the bosses going forward, I think most of them, if not all, have something that I need a charged up boss weapon for. I need the charged up Gravity Well, the Gravity Beetle weapon, for something in, I think, Volt Catfish's stage. I need the Charged Up Triad Thunder for stuff back in Tunnel Rhino's stage. And then, the only reason that I didn't do Neon Tiger first is because I also needed the Air Dash for some of the stuff in this stage. For instance, right here, which is where we get the Buster upgrade. So yeah, just trying to like sort through the logic of the way I've planned this route out. I think it's a pretty efficient route. I don't think there's any way to actually avoid any of the backtracking. So, my only real gripe with the X series prior to X7, is that I feel like... Actually, I don't know. I don't remember some of the upgrades very well from X4 through 6. So I'll just say from X1 through 3, one of my big gripes is that the Buster upgrade, I feel like, gets progressively worse. In this game, you get now 5 levels of charge. Sorry about that. The additional levels are the purple ones, which pretty standard for the X series, and then the red one. And they're very similar. The purple charge stores an additional level 2 blast, which is the green Voltaplasma. The red one stores a level 3 charge after you fire it. The thing is, though... Wow, that centipede fight went perfectly. I'm not used to that. So the thing about it is it has the same delay as the X-Buster upgrade, the fully charged shot, I think the level 4 from X2, and it moves in a much weirder way than even X2 did, so it has the delay, and the projectile is a little weirder to work with. It does way more damage, obviously, but it's just annoying to use. Now X is gonna have a good old time operating the ride armor for a little bit. Oh no, I was thinking of Blast Hornet stage where the door is like right there after short little ride armor section. No, the door is over here after a short little ride armor section. And I don't believe we have anything in this room. Yeah, these rooms are just mini boss rooms for when you fight Bit and Bite. I think Bit shows up after... No, Bit shows up during the 3rd Maverick stage, and I think Bite shows up either in the 6th or after the 6th. And then we also have another special little hidden boss that shows up... Let's see... He can show up in Crush Crawfish's stage, Volt Catfish's stage, or I think Gravity Beetles, maybe? Or maybe it was Toxic Seahorse's stage. We're going to be doing him when we get to Volt Catfish's stage, which should be the beginning of the next episode. For now, this is Neon Tiger, who weirdly reminds me of Slash Beast, probably because... Well, I guess it's not so weird that one reminds me of the other. Enough with that train of thought, that was going nowhere. Didn't mean to do that. Oh, by the way, I should mention, I'm still getting used to a new controller setup, so... If you notice that... By the way, none of these mistakes are due to the new controller setup. I just saw the scapegoat and went for it, like the Chupacabra. The Chupacabra of scapegoats. No, but I'm still kind of getting used to a new control scheme. So if you haven't noticed, I've been playing this on an emulator, and oh god, I'm getting a little bit flustered with this. Because my timing is just a little bit off, and I'm falling onto the projectiles instead of going straight past them. Okay, now he's on his second phase, which makes him much, much easier because that attack is ridiculously telegraphed. So I'm getting used to this new control setup. I'm playing on an emulator, if you haven't already noticed, which would probably be pretty hard, given that this is a 1080p recording. Should be 3 more. Well, yeah, I'm firing level 1 shots. He blocks all of your charge projectiles. And the reason I switched over to this new controller this new setup, is because with the 360 pad, I have a really hard time dash jumping and dashing around and stuff and storing a charge. Unlike the old SNES controller, which was a lot smaller and the buttons were more compact than the 360 pad, the USB pad for the PC. So I remapped the fire button to the left trigger. Sorry if you hear the squeaky spring in the trigger there, picking up on the mic every time I shoot. So I remapped the fire button to the trigger so that I could keep my right hand free to dash and jump and stuff, and then the left hand just stores charges. And it's mostly working out pretty well, but every now and then my hands get confused and don't know how to fire my weapons. Speaking of weapons, this is one of the better weapons in the game. This is the Ray Splasher. This is one of probably the 2 best. The other one being the Frost Shield that we got from Blizzard Buffalo. I used a lot in the last stage. The only deficiency of the Frost Shield is that you have to be right up next to an enemy for it to be most effective. And man, this level is just going to hell. God, I am ashamed of how fucking bad this is going. Other than that, it's a very, very powerful weapon. You can use it from a range, but it moves painfully slowly. It does leave a little shard behind on the ground when you use it from a range like that. Actually, it leaves that shard behind no matter what range you use it. You just have to get the icicle to explode. Oh. Come on. I could have sworn I grabbed the ledge. There. Oh, no. Shit. I swear, this is much easier than it looks. Shit. I'm really good at making easy things look hard and hard things look easy sometimes. Like, I got that really ridiculous spike jump to the pink capsule down 1 shot in Blast Hornet stage, but that super easy jump, that's just like you jump outwards and dash up, made that look like brain surgery. Oh, and I lost my train of thought. Not entirely uncommon for these playthroughs. Gravity Beetle is one that I'm not super confident about fighting. Oh, this is another stage where we're gonna get a pink capsule. I think this pink capsule I said is for the arm upgrade, so I might as well go ahead and explain what the super version of the arm upgrade does, what the enhanced arm upgrade is. So what that will do for me is it will allow me to fire continuous charge shots without having to take the time to actually charge up, which sounds ridiculously overpowered. And it pretty much is. The only drawback to it is that it takes weapon energy to do that. It's kind of a worthwhile drawback. We're not going to be using the frog armor, or the frog ride armor, which we just got, because it's useless almost everywhere in the game. I hate it. It wouldn't be able to make it up the ledge that I just jumped over, because it just does little short hopping animations. Actually, no, I think it probably would have been able to clear the ledge with a jump, but I'm not sure. Can't actually remember how it maneuvers out of water. You're meant to use it underwater, but I think the only underwater section is in Toxic Seahorse's stage. There might be one in Crushed Crawfish's stage that I'm just forgetting about. Back there was where that super armor, or the pink capsule was. But yeah, the frog armor is totally useless, and we're already at Gravity Beetle. I was at some point getting ready to say that I'm not super confident about fighting Gravity Beetle. I practiced Blast Hornet before I sat down to record, mainly because I had to practice that ridiculous spike jump so I didn't sit here dying all day. I've not fought Gravity Beetle in probably 7 years. So this ought to be interesting. Oh, this is not pretty. I'm pretty much relearning the fight on the fly here. I do know there's one thing that I have to look out for, and it's not that. There it is, so I have to... The way you're supposed to deal with that, and I have this burned into my memory, because this boss is really hard if you're doing low heart capsule, or if you do Gravity Beetle early, and you have low health to absorb that with. When he does those 2 gravity wells, and they're both bouncing off the wall, on the left side of the room, when they both converge on that side, you jump up and over to the right in between them, and you have to... It's kind of precise timing. Once you get it down, it's not too bad to do, but until you actually have a good feel for how to avoid that, it does huge, huge, huge amounts of damage. Luckily, his phase 2 is the easiest thing in the world. He just summons that big black hole up there and dashes across the room over and over like a very, very, very slow version of Tunnel Rhino or Blizzard Buffalo. And the only trick is if you go too high in the room up to where the black hole is, where the epicenter of that is. It might be an instant kill. If it's not an instant kill, it does massive, massive damage. That's going to do it for this episode, though. Thank you guys for watching. Take it easy. Right after this, and have a good one. We will pick up in the next episode with Bolt Catfish and the rest of the 8 main Mavericks, along with a hidden boss and Bite.